What's up, guys? Don't mind my hair, it's freaking crazy and dry. Anyways, it is about like 8 p.m. and I'm trying to wind down because I have clinicals tomorrow starting at 6:30. It's my first day tomorrow. It is adult 2 and I have it at Neuro step down, and I wanted to take you guys on my first day of clinical. So yeah, tomorrow it's 12 hours from 6:30 to 7 p.m. I think it's 12 hours, I think so. And then the next day is 6:30 to 4. So these next 2 days are just going to be like crazy and I'm gonna be so tired. But I am excited just to get back into like picking up a stethoscope because I was on break and then I had psych, so I was just really far from doing what I want to do. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I'm trying to wind down right now. I'm pretty tired, but like I'm awake, so I'm just gonna turn all my lights off and just listen to a lecture. Hopefully I just pass out. I'm really ready though. I have my clothes already what is that word called, folded? Clothes, like literally folded, just shirt, pants, and then my socks. And then I have my clinical bag. I know like a lot of girls always have those cute bags, and I just have my freaking high school bag. Honestly, I think JanSport is just really cool. I love JanSport. Anyway, so that's all packed up. If you guys want me to do what's in my clinical bag, you should totally tell me because I would love to do that. Anyways, I did that, and also I made some food. So I have a fridge. Isn't that super cool? I have a fridge in my room. Okay, don't judge me, but I already made my coffee for tomorrow. It's literally chocolate milk and coffee. I'm such a kid. And then okay, I'm crazy. I'm actually crazy. So I made 3 sandwiches and I'm taking them all with me. And then I have some water, and mustard is literally everything. I would just recommend you get everything ready the night before so you can just like get up and then leave. Especially like when you're in nursing school, you're kind of like tired 24/7. And when I'm tired, I'm just like all over the place. So to have everything already ready, I don't have to stress about anything. So it's literally perfect. Another tip I would say is I have an iPad, and I put my iPad as far away as where my bed is. So I need to get up when my alarm goes off, because usually with my phone, I just like hit and God forbid I hit stop instead of snooze. So I put so many alarms because I cannot miss clinical. If you miss clinical, you either have a makeup day or you have to do something like online, and it costs like $100. So heck no, you know. I am excited for clinical tomorrow. I've never really like had a clinical that's 12 hours, so you know. What else? Yeah, I'm just, obviously I'm not going to take you with me during my clinical time, just because like that's something that I need to like focus on. These are like actual like sick patients, but I will tell you my experience and just literally tell you like everything, obviously not in regards to my aunt just sneezed and I feel like saying bless you, but I'm not. Anyways, I totally lost my train of thought, but that's totally fine. Oh yeah, HIPAA. So I'm not gonna tell you about like my patients, but just listen, and I think you will find something I don't know, important or inform you in some type of way. But yeah, tomorrow's my first day and I have no idea where I'm going, no idea where I'm actually going, and I do not recommend that to anyone. I also recommend you have a little buddy that you can text, but I do not have a buddy in this clinical yet. But I'm just gonna leave really early, maybe around like 4:30. That's really early. I don't know, 4:30, just so I can, takes me an hour to get there, just so I can park and not be stressed and not be late, because you definitely do not want to be late, because you're leaving a very bad impression to your instructor and to your peers as well. So okay guys, I will let you know how it is tomorrow. Wish me luck. Talk to you guys later. Good morning everyone. It is 5:48 and I made it safe and sound. The ride here, it took 50 miles, so I would say like an hour. There was a time where there was fog and I literally couldn't see like 10 feet in front of me. That was actually really scary, but thank God I made it okay. Right now I am just clearing out my bag and just putting things in my pockets, because we can't have our bag like just with us when we're in like patient's room. So I like to just get everything organized, like my stethoscope. If I bring maybe scissors, I don't really bring scissors, but I'm gonna bring them, whatever. I just want to see how this unit is, because obviously some units may require them more, I don't really know. Gotta have all my papers in order, and like 6 pens, not 6, but maybe like 3 black pens, because you always want to have one on you so you can just jot something down if needed. For lunch, I'm gonna bring my sandwich. Obviously this little container, like this is so like, isn't this like for like elementary people who use containers? Anyways, also my aunt has these bars. I took one, she doesn't mind. It's called a Built Bar Buff and it's ruby chocolate. It was really, I think it's good. There's actually tons of flavors, but there's this flavor that is like coconut, and that tastes freaking amazing. It's like chocolate coconut, and I love coconut, so it was just, it tasted really good. But yeah, I'm just going to unpack everything, put everything in my pockets, and I'll head down maybe around like maybe like 6:15 to be there at 6:30, or even like 6:10, just so I know like where the lobby is and where to go, because you do not want to be late. You definitely don't want to be late. But yeah, I'm just gonna take this time to just relax, maybe listen to some music so I can just like be hyped. On the ride here, I listened to a lecture, and then after that I was like, you know what, I need to put some music on and like hype myself up and like put me in like in an enthusiastic mood. But yeah, I'll catch you guys after. What I'm gonna get with this clinical, I'm just gonna put myself out there more, be more confident with like myself, and be more confident with, and know that I am knowledgeable, and that like I can do things. I used to be so like, it's timid, like I would be scared to like listen to someone's like heart. Like I just maybe didn't know how to communicate with that to them. I was like, hey, can I listen to your heart please? Like no, you listen to the heart, you don't ask. Like we are there to do a job, and yeah, like obviously you be nice and respectful, but there's a job that I need to do, so I don't really, I guess you should ask, but you know what I'm saying, just like you gotta do what you gotta do for your job. So I'm going to just take more initiative and present myself better, if that makes sense. But hopefully develop a good relationship with the nurses and the patients and just everyone around me. So I will catch you guys after and let you know how the day went. Obviously I cannot tell you about any patients. I don't really know a lot about HIPAA, but just to be safe, I will not talk about patients whatsoever, but I will talk about my experience. So when you go into your clinical, or if you aren't clinical or you just want to listen to what I'm saying, you just have a better understanding of what I'm doing, and maybe you're gonna do the same thing or something similar. But I can just talk forever, but let me just stop and I will talk to you guys later. So today's April 1st and I am actually halfway done with my adult clinical at the Neuro step down. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how everything's going and just what I'm doing. Today is a Friday, and actually, so for majority of clinicals, not all clinicals, it's not mandatory, but this is something that some of the clinicals hospitals like to do for us, is like give us an observation day. So we have our own unit. We can't like specifically pick what unit that we want to have our clinicals at, but there can be some choices, and it kind of just like depends on like how fast you are in clicking the unit that you would prefer to work at, to do clinicals at. But when you are in clinical, you have one observation day maybe, and that's when you're able to go observe in a different unit for the day, and you just observe literally and watch a nurse. So this time we picked out of a hat. So basically it was either going to be ED, neuro ICU, or trauma ICU. And I got neuro ICU, and I was like, when I first got it, I was like I'm literally neuro step down, like I'm just gonna go to neuro ICU. Like I'd rather do like ED, and I'd rather just do trauma to like learn something more than specifically neuro. But I was like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I went there and I had a really good time, and I'm really happy that like I went. Well, I'm happy how everything played out basically. It was a shorter day today because Thursdays are 12 hours and then Fridays are kind of like, I would say like 7 hours. So I saw barium swallow. That's very cool. Just basically watching a patient swallow things, and it went to like clear foods to like thicker foods, and there would be contrast in the food. So as the patient is swallowing, you're able to see like on the x-ray scan like how he's swallowing and if there's any fluid going into the trachea. So I thought that was really, really cool, because obviously not obviously, but when you swallow, your epiglottis is supposed to cover your trachea, so then the food and the fluid can just go through your esophagus. But maybe like since I'm a neuro, there's a lot of stroke patients who have issues swallowing and just like a whole bunch of things, so they're just at risk for aspiration. So before they're able to like be on a regular diet, they would have to do a swallow test and see how they perform. So that was very interesting. And then there was another patient who had a bedside surgery, and I got to see a peg tube being placed in. It was placed in their stomach, and then I also saw a trach being put in as well, and then the endotracheal tube being pulled out. So I thought it was really cool, very interesting. I learned a lot, just learning about like different tools and supplies. And although I was not able to do anything and I was only there for a short amount of time, but just seeing how nurses communicate with others and just the whole dynamic, you're literally learning. Well, I'm learning so much, and I really enjoyed it. When I went there the first like 10 minutes, no one wanted me. I guess I understand, because like they're busy and they don't want like a nursing student, but it doesn't feel like great. It doesn't feel like great when you're excited to go to a new unit and like no one wants you, like no one wants to like teach you, or like I don't know, maybe, I always say like I want students and I want them to learn. I just know how I felt, and like you know what I'm saying, so it's not a good feeling. But I guess they were busy, so they don't want me. But yeah, I don't know. But then I found one nurse, and she works for corporate, and basically she works for all the hospitals that are within this company, and she doesn't know what shift or where she will be until like the day of her shift. So like tomorrow she has a shift, but she doesn't know where she's going to work until tomorrow. So she works at all intensive care units throughout this company that I have clinicals for. So I think that's really cool. So she can go to trauma ICU, she can go to cardio ICU, or neuro, which was she was on today, and that's how I met her. She was so nice. Like she was just like so nice. And I kept on telling her like how thankful I was that like you were willing to just like teach me. And I asked her questions, and it was never like, you should know this, or like, what, you don't know this? It was all teaching, because there's a lot of times, especially like even in school, where like you ask questions and you just don't know the answer. And sometimes like you could even be scared to ask a question because of how people are going to react, like that you're stupid for asking this question. Even in the past, like I'd be scared to ask a question even though I wanted to know the question, but like I just didn't want like a question to be stupid. Everyone thinks I'm stupid. But now I'm just like, you know what, like I'm learning, I'm in school, and like I'm gonna ask this question like regardless, and if they're gonna react like that, then like it's kind of on them. And if they do react like that, I don't even want to ask them a question. But I guess you just have to like be like whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I asked her like all the questions that I can, and she was willing to teach me, and I don't know, that feels great, So I had a really good day today, and that was my observation day. And then in terms of just a regular clinical day, so my previous clinicals has been more of shadowing a nurse and just seeing what they do. But now I'm in my 3rd semester out of 4, so I'm getting more into the role of being a nurse. Obviously I don't have any credentials yet, but you have to care for one single patient basically. So the nurse, my instructor assigns us a patient, and then we are with them the whole shift, and we care for them as much as we can. And then when we have to like do our charting, so there's a lot of assessing, especially in neuro. But obviously we can't just give meds, that's the nurse's job, and we can't do it. There's one day, or there's gonna be 2 days where we give meds. I already had my first day, but it's more of assessing and just seeing how your patient is doing. But yeah, so I've learned so much. Basically a full day for me, let's just say on a Thursday, is we go inside, we get a report like of our patient, we go inside and we do our head to toe. At first I was really scared. I didn't want to do a head to toe because I don't know, I'm not really familiar like approaching patients and talking to them and knowing how to just like, hey, I'm gonna listen, you know, it takes time. Even though it sounds so easy, it really does take time. But when you have a good patient who's like super nice and makes you feel comfortable, you're able to like develop your confidence and your skills and that hands-on that we really need, that we are not taught in school. So we go inside. So we get there at 6:30. We talk for like 15 minutes. We go into the unit and we just get reports. And then you go into your patient's room. So report is handoff report from the previous nurse about just things that have happened to the nurse. I mean to the patient. And then I go in and I introduce myself. And then I'll do an assessment. I'll do a head to toe. We'll do one head to toe per day per patient. And then I'll go chart that. And then while I'm there, I'll also take vitals. Good thing about the neuro floor is everything is just basically on a monitor. Only thing you have to do is the temperature. So we would do that. I would have to just like chart the vitals, and then I would have to do my neuro assessment, my neuro focus assessment. At first I was very like, I don't know, I remember the first day my instructor was like, did you do your neuro assessment? Like, and I was like, I didn't know how to do a focused neuro assessment. Like, I was never really taught that, but I'm on a neuro floor, so obviously like you need to learn. So I just remember, and then she asked me like give me a handoff report. It was like the first day, and I didn't know how to do a handoff report. Like, I was not taught that. I didn't know how. In previous clinicals, my instructor didn't have us do that, so I just did not know what to do. And I remember leaving clinical just like getting really sad and down on myself, like I'm just so stupid, like I just don't know anything. And then like that night I literally went on YouTube and just like went online like how to do a handoff report, and then also like a focused neuro. So with the handoff report, you're basically just like going over like the whole body system, and then also just talking about the patient, if they have anything pending, like how they are, just their diet, just like basically a whole summary of the patient. And then for my neuro, I just went online and I looked at everything. But I would go inside and I would see if they're oriented. So I would ask them, like, I would just say hi. That's basically when you are just assessing and talking to them, you are like basically already starting your assessment, your neuro assessment. But since I'm on a neuro floor, a lot of these patients are very confused. Some can't even talk. Like, it's kind of sad. But I'd go in there, and if they don't wake up, I would like say like my name, whatever. I mean, say their name, like, hey, wake up. And then after that, if they don't respond to voice, then you would kind of you would see if they can respond to touch. So you'd be like, hey, like wake up. And if not, you would have to apply some pain. So how you would apply pain is like you can do the nail bed and like stick your nail onto their nail bed, or you can like squeeze their, I think it's like your trapezius muscle or whatever, just something in the back right here that you just press. Or people do the sternal rub, but my professor, he told us like he never does sternal rub, just because like if they are on a heart monitor and you're like or they're on like telemetry, like if you like shake and like sternal rub, like the waves, like the EKG is gonna be crazy, and obviously like we don't want people to be like scared and rushing in, because that's really not like the case. They were just doing the sternal rub. So I guess like with pain, it would be the nail. That's what I do it one time. It felt so bad, like hurting the patient, whatever, but you have to wake them up and you have to assess them. Depending on their severity, it would be like every 2 hours where you would have to do a neuro exam, or every 4 hours. But basically you walk in like, hi, can you tell me your name? And then you would be like, do you know where you are? Do you know why you're here? And then do you know the year? So then after that, so if they get all that right, it would be oriented times 4. So if they miss something, it would be oriented times 3, times 2, times 1, like that. And then we basically just like I'd get my pen light, and then I would just shine my light to their eye and see if their pupils constrict and if they're reactive, and if like they're equal and round like Perla. So I would do that, and then I would just tell them to like smile or stick out their tongue and see if it's even, or if there's any facial drooping. Obviously, like if they stick out their, not obviously, but if they stick out their tongue and it deviates to one side, like that can be an issue. But what I've learned is it could be an issue, but it's always important to like look at like the previous assessment, and then if something has changed and they do have a facial droop, that's something that you need to tell your provider. But if it's something that they already had previously, then like it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay for them. That's their baseline for right now, and obviously we want that to improve. Any like new changes have to be like spoken about, and you need to alert your provider. But so I would do that, and just so then after that I would basically just like feel sensations, see if like feel both their hands and see if they feel me. So I would do that, and then I'm like, hey, like you feel me touching you, like same time, which one, like that. And then I would tell them to close their eyes and stick out their hands. It's called like the pronator drift. So some people they'll close their eyes and then like their hands would just drift, and we're supposed to like they were instructed to keep them straight, and some people can't do that. Then I would tell them, so that neuro and musculoskeletal kind of go together, which is kind of interesting. I didn't know that. So we would tell them to grasp our hands and like just do tight, and then we would grade that like strong, moderate, weak, whatever. So we would do that, and we grade it by like numbers, so like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so then after that well, not this, we would just say how, like if it was strong or whatever. But then I would also tell them to raise their hand, and I would apply resistance, and I would see how they are, and then you would rate that. So like 4 would be you're able to do resistance, and 5 they would be like they're strong, whatever. So I would do that. And then I would do their legs as well. So I'll tell them to, I would see their feel their, like if they have any sensation on their legs, then I would tell them to lift their legs up, and I would also apply resistance as well. And then I would do the pronator and dorsiflex. So I would be like, hey, like can you like press down like with their feet? People say like because people get confused. So I've heard a lot of the nurses say like, can you press down like a gas pedal, or like lift your feet up, and you would just kind of like press down and see their strength. So that was really interesting. I'm learning a lot in neuro. As terms of working there, I don't think I would want to work in a specialty that's like specialized. I don't know, I'd rather just do something that's like multi-system. It's actually kind of cool. There is in this hospital, there's like a multi-system ICU. I think it's pretty cool just to like have everything, or like trauma where there's like everything. But with trauma, there's a lot of burn patients, but honestly I have no idea. I like neuro. I think it's really interesting, and I'm learning a lot, but I don't think I would ever work in a neuro floor. What else? A lot of them have issues swallowing, so we'd have to be very careful just like when they're eating and everything. It just really just depends on the orders, but that's kind of what I would do like the whole day, is just keep up with my charting, keep up with my like assessments, my intake output. So like fully just yeah, there's nursing assistants on the floor, and like they're so great. Like they know so much, like literally they know so much, and they're not even in nursing school, and here I'm in nursing school, and like I feel like I don't know anything. And I don't know, even just like approaching and talking to patients, like it takes time learning, like just building up your confidence, because everything is just kind of new. But I always talk to the nursing assistants, and I just ask them like, hey, like what are you doing, like you know, basically, can you like teach me, like I want to know. But they're amazing. I always tell them like, you are so amazing, are you going to nursing school, because you would just be an amazing nurse. And I would just recommend anyone like to be a nursing assistant or a nursing tech in nursing school, because you would learn so much. It's very like, I don't know, you would just be above a lot of other people, just in terms of like knowing different the word is not tools, but like machines and how they work and how to communicate, and just yeah, like getting all your like bathing and like knowing how to wipe a patient, and just there's like a lot of like easy things that like we should know that I don't know that I really should know. So sometimes I'm just like, wow, I really don't know anything. I'm getting better, and I just know with time that I will get better. I'm also just so hard on myself, so that's another thing, but overall it has been good. Halfway done. So next week is when we will be in charge of 2 patients, so I have to be on top of that with my first head to toe assessment, and then my Q4 neuro checks, or Q2 depending, and then giving my handoff report and just seeing how the patients are. So that's kind of it. That's kind of how everything has been. We're on the floor, and then we have lunch, and then we have post-conference, which I thought was very weird, because post-conference usually is like after like our day's over, like an hour prior, but it's after lunch. So even like, so we have post-conference, and then we go back on the floor, and then we come back and we meet and we talk about our patients for like 10 minutes. But with post-conference, there's usually someone speaking to us. There's also like my teacher or my instructor, she'll have a game or like questions that she'll go over, like NCLEX questions, or just like fun games that are educational, we're learning and stuff. And I really enjoy that, because I don't know, you just learn so much, and I really like how she does that little game with us with like different NCLEX questions and just teaching us. Oh, my phone ended up dying. It is back on, but I just wanted to wrap the video up and say thank you for watching if you made it this far, and hopefully this was helpful for you in any way. Maybe it was entertaining, just something. If you have any questions or anything, concerns, maybe you're in nursing school or you're going and you don't know what you're doing or anything, I was there and I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I'd be more than happy to help you. Just leave a comment and I will definitely get back to you. But yeah, it's Friday. I'm just really happy to have 2 days off. Have an exam Monday, so I need to get going on that. But yeah, this was my adult 2 clinical in the neuro step down. I'm in the accelerated program in 4 semesters, so I'll be graduating in August, so pretty soon, kind of. But yeah, one thing, if you are in nursing school and you feel stupid, just like stick with it, and just keep on telling yourself that like you're learning right now, so you're not supposed to know everything, and even when you are practicing, you're not gonna know everything. You're just gonna keep on learning, like always. But I know it's very easy to get down on yourself when you feel like that, but we're learning and we are going to continue to learn. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, do all the liking and subscribing, all that stuff. But yeah, have a good day, guys.